On the same night that Aaron Judge secured his 1,000th career base hit, he made one of the better defensive plays of his entire career. Bobby Witt Jr. is trying his absolute best to make sure it's not a unanimous MVP for Aaron Judge. Bobby homered again. The Pirates, they're officially done with Oneil Cruz. Well, they're at least done with playing him at a certain position. And Randy Arozarena, he got some sweet, sweet revenge against his former team, the team that traded him with 2 years left on his contract. So we're going to talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We recap every game almost every single day, so stick around and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget, if you're going to any games or concerts anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And the NFL season is basically upon us. If you've never tried out Underdog Fantasy, they're giving brand new users who sign up with code Fuzzy up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And if you use my code, you get access to this Travis Kelce pick'em. It's basically a free pick. All right, here we go. The Astros at the Phillies. The two-timer had his fingerprints all over this game. Bryce Harper, he stole an extra base hit from John Singleton, and then his bat played a role. Later on, we'll talk about that. Rookie Shea Whitcomb, I knew that this guy was going to be good. This is a 2-run double off of the nasty Zach Wheeler. That's not easy to do as a rookie. Brandon Marsh, he got a ball to leave. Castellanos, he then tied it with a line drive in the 6th inning. So the Marsh home run and the Castellanos RBI single forced this game to go extras, where Bryce Harper scooped a ball that could have caused some trouble. He's been playing really good defense over there at first base. Johan Rojas, he saves the tie game, and with Joel Embiid in attendance, he got to see the other Philly superstar walk it off. Bryce, he's batting .375 with 4 doubles over the last week, and imagine if he goes off in September. What if he catches up to Ohtani for the MVP? So we have 2 doubleheaders in this recap, and we for sure got to start with the Jays and the Red Sox first because we have some MLB history. I know that this story's kind of been spammed and you guys are probably sick of it, but if you missed it, Danny Jansen, he just became the first player ever to play for both teams in one game. IKF, Kiermaier, Justin Turner, they're all gone as well. Varsho, he struck out in the replacement of Danny Jansen as Danny was catching his own at bat. Now, all of the fun for the Red Sox kind of ran out after that as Springer, he hit a baseball 957 feet. I'm not even joking. He went that far. Okay, I'm joking. And after Casas booted a potential double play, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he continues to prove that that 2021 season was no fluke. Like, some people actually wanted to believe that Vladdy was washed up. I was screaming from the mountaintops that he was just the unluckiest player in Major League Baseball last year. This is a 2-run double. He's got 63 extra base hits, a near 400 on base percentage. Addison Barger, he's been an extra base machine as well. None of those guys have been Jarren Duran in terms of extra base hits. This lone home run was it for the Boston scoring in game number 1. Chad Green had 3 strikeouts. He got the save. And would you look at that? How fitting. Danny Jansen, he made the final out. Things are about to get way, way worse for the Boston Red Sox fan base. I'm not joking, like way, way worse. Not just because of game 2, but because of what the Royals are doing to the Guardians. We'll talk about them after this. There's Jarren Duran on second base again. He had 2 more doubles in this game. His speed really created some chaos. He got to third base and then scored on a Tristan Casas opposite field knock. Boston, they forgot that George Springer and Addison Barger are white hot, like so much so even the baseball gods are playing a role. George hit his 2nd of the day. He snuck one past Pesky Pole for his 19th home run. He now has 14 home runs and 40 RBIs his last 50 starts. Here's the gods at play. Ref Schneider, he whiffed a can of corn, Loperfido fly ball. Vladdy, he torched a single, and instead of this, Alejandro Kirk being the 3rd out of the inning, Addison, he flared an RBI single, and Ernie Clement, he banged one off the monster. So instead of it being 3-1, and instead of this being a game-tying 2-run home run off the bat of Jarren, by the way, he pimped this one. He's got 42 doubles, 13 triples, 19 home runs, 32 stolen bases, a 140 OPS plus 9 outs above average. This is honestly shaping up to be a top 10, 20 outfield season ever. But again, instead of it being a game-tying home run, the Blue Jays teed off a little bit more. Vladdy had another double. He's got 64 extra base hits on the season. He came around to score after another Boston error, and then rookie Spencer Horwitz with an easy RBI because Rob, he slipped out there in left field. The Red Sox have lost 4 games in a row. And yeah, that's very, very, very bad because the Royals, they just swept the Guardians in their own doubleheader, and I'm just disgusted with my team right now. But anyways, a sloppy first inning for the Royals was erased by a sloppy 4th inning from the Guardians. There was an error and then a single allowed 2 base runners on for MJ. I'm not talking about 86 MJ. Could have been talking about Michael Jordan, but MJ Melendez became the clutchest player in baseball yesterday. First on a go-ahead 3-run laser beam that hit the railing just above the yellow line, so that is a home run. And then Big Christmas, he was about to save his team again when MJ hit the super dive from the big series to preserve the lead. Okay, bro, we get it. You're good. His girl must have been in attendance. He was trying to impress her or something. Josh Naylor, he tied it for like 13 seconds, only have Bobby Witt Jr. snatched my soul out of my chest. He's got 27 home runs, a near 350 batting average. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say he's on pace to have the best, or at the very least, a top 3 shortstop season in the history of baseball. Boston fans, they were praying that Cleveland would steal a W in game number 2, but yeah, the second half Guardians are just not the same magical team that is fueled by the power of friendship. Their luck has seemingly ran out. Okay, this was really lucky. Maybe it's not completely gone. Dairon Blanco, he tried a 360 no-scope, silent shot this J-Ram liner, and then he botched the relay throw, so 2 score on that just absolute buffoonery. That was one of the worst efforts I've seen from an individual player. Then a 3rd run scored on another Royals blunder. I'm thinking there's no way that we lose this game, but then Naylor, he got thrown out at second base, and then both teams, they started trading rallies. So Paul DeJong, he started a big rally with his 4th Kansas City home run. Staying with some 4s, the Royals actually took a 4-3 lead when Daniel Schneemann, he saved us momentarily. The Magic, I thought I was back, but that ball's back. Salvi hit not just 1, but 2 home runs, and the second was a grand slam. The 34-year-old has 25 home runs, 94 RBIs, a 130 OPS plus while playing his best defense in 8 years or something like that. Daniel Lynch looked like prime Chris Sale, going 3 innings with 1 hit to get the 3-inning save as the Royals sweep the doubleheader. Can't believe this is a real stat. The Guardians are 1-15 in doubleheaders dating back to last year. So because the Royals have won 2 in a row, the Red Sox have lost 4 in a row, not only is Kansas City 1 game back of Cleveland, but now Boston is 5 games back of Minnesota for the final wildcard spot. So the Royals, they're in the 2nd wildcard spot now. Not a lot of good starting pitching to begin today's recap, and I guess Bailey Ober wanted to continue that trend and keep it alive. Marcell Ozuna, he has 2 of the 3 Triple Crown stats. He's leading in RBIs and batting average, but we know that Ohtani, he's number 1 in home runs. So he doubles in Witt, and Matt Olson, his power is waking up right before our very own eyes. He had 13 home runs his first 102 games, which is decent, but it's not the usual Matt Olson stuff. He has 10 home runs his last 29 games. Those 2 guys, they were not done. Marcell, he had an RBI double, and Matt Olson, he plated 2 more to make it a huge 5 RBI night before the 3rd inning. Atlanta, they made Bailey Ober look like their personal batting practice thrower as Travis d'Arnaud demolished a 440-foot 2-run home run. Now, this was interesting. Check this out. Max Fried, he was starting, and then there was a rain delay, and usually they kind of just say, all right, your day's done. But he pulled a rare occurrence of he came back out after a near 2-hour rain delay, and he struck out the side when he came back. I've never seen that before. He had 7 strikeouts, just 1 earned run over 5 innings. The Twins, they tried to mount a comeback. Michael Harris, he said no to the comeback. Now imagine if that ball had fallen, because this could have been a wild ending. You have Kyle Farmer and Matt Wallner both socking solo home runs in the 8th and 9th inning. It just wasn't enough. The Twins, again, they're 2.5 games back of first place, and now they're the 3rd wildcard spot team, but they're way ahead of the Red Sox. How does one even recap a game like this? 34 base hits and 26 runs were scored between both teams. Now, it all started with Pete Crow Armstrong slapping an RBI the other way, and then he stole second base to make it 24 of 25 stolen bases. He's as fast as it gets. Miguel Amaya, is that him or is that Wilson Contreras? Wait until you hear his recent stats, because he did more damage later on. Cody Bellinger had an RBI single right before. I'll show this for Pirates fans. Brian Reynolds, he smoked a home run. That was all fine and dandy, but Miguel Amaya is back at it. 2 more RBIs after he doubled. Let's talk about his stats. He's raised his season batting average by 30 points and his OPS by 100 points since the beginning of August. He's been an absolute machine. He has 11 RBIs his last 5 games. I'm going to change that. He has 11 RBIs his last 4 starts because he only got 1 at bat on August 25th. That's 11 RBIs and 18 at bats. Amaya came around to score on a Seiya Suzuki single, and then the Pirates, they completely fell apart after this. Nico, he took a bases-loaded walk, and Dansby, he unloaded for a grand slam. I mean, the Cubs are just making the Pirates look like a T-ball team. Paredes, he had a solo home run his 19th, but he does only have a 55 OPS as a Cub. Michael Busch was 0 for 6 coming into this AB. There he goes. He's now 1 for 7. Seiya, he chopped out a pitch, another RBI. He had 4 base hits. Bellinger had multiple RBIs as well. The Cubs teed off for 18 runs, 6 of them off the 33-year-old rookie Brady Feigl. He made his debut, and if that name sounds familiar, he became famous years ago because he shared the same name as another Brady Feigl, and they look pretty similar. Everyone thought that they were long-lost twins. They took a DNA test. They're not twins, but yeah, the Cubs dismantled the Pirates 18-8. Now, staying with the Pirates, like I said in the title and the intro, the Pirates are officially done with Oneil Cruz, and they are moving on from him as their starting shortstop. Now, a lot of people are saying this could be a great thing. He's becoming a center fielder. It worked for Jackson and Merrill. It worked for Fernando Tatis Jr. If you're an athlete with speed, you've got a cannon for an arm, and you have range for days because you're a little bit taller with that speed, you could potentially be a fantastic outfielder. Tatis won a platinum glove. Jackson Merrill is playing elite defense out there after spending their entire lives as shortstop. So for me, I feel like this experiment could be bad for the remainder of the season just because he's never played center field once in his entire life, but going forward, this could be pretty good. Let me know in the comments, do you think that Oneil Cruz is going to take this to heart and just kind of dog it? I don't think that's the case, but would you take offense to it being moved off the position that you grew up with? What do you guys think of this? So before we broke down Oneil Cruz going out to center field, we saw the former Ray, Isaac Paredes, hit a home run. You guys should know where I'm going with this. Josh Lowe, he's a current Tampa Bay Ray. He gave his team a 1-0 lead. But here he is, the former Rays legend, Randy Arozarena. He's like shooing off his old teammates. They were barking at him from the dugout. Now, he did strike out in his first at-bat, but just you wait, he's going to get his payback. Now, before Jorge Polanco, he had a loud home run, not just off the bat, but that doinked off the foul pole for his 13th home run. He's so close to a league average OPS plus. He's now at a 98 OPS plus. Now, if you're not looking at the screen, please look, because Seattle, they had one of the luckiest sequence of events since the Cleveland game that we saw earlier. Caballero had an error, so there's a free base runner. J-Rod's on. Raleigh, he bunted, but it wasn't a bunt that hit the bag. This was all with 2 outs, by the way, and Pepio should have been out of the inning, and this is why you can't give big leaguers extra opportunities. Randy's first home run at home is, of course, versus his old team. Then you have Josh Rojas and Leo Rivas having back-to-back doubles. It's 5-1 Seattle, and the starter, Bryce Miller, it's hard to put into words how disgusting the Mariners' rotation is. Miller went 7 innings with 10 strikeouts. He's got a 1.8 ERA his last 8 starts. The Mariners are back to 3.5 games back of the Astros after they got walked off by the Phillies. We have a debut. Dylan Cruz got to see Gleyber Torres rip his 12th home run of the year. By the way, he has a home run in back-to-back games, also back-to-back games with 2 hits, and he's got 5 RBIs over the last 24 hours. Cruz, he got a huge standing ovation, and then he flied out right before showing off his cannon of an arm. I know that DJ is going to get the sac fly, but Volpe, he can absolutely fly. So the fact that Cruz even made it a little bit close, if that was just a little bit more accurate, I think Volpe might have been out. So that was really impressive. And you know what else is impressive and probably should be illegal? Being 6'7", who can do this while also batting above 330 and being on pace for 60-plus home runs. Judge, he snatches it, then he throws it like 270 feet, and they turn the double play. He's a top 10 talent in the history of baseball. Debate a wall. Now, staying with walls, Austin Wells, he just hit a baseball over 1. He has 10 home runs and a 115 OPS plus, and a huge tip of the cap. He became an elite framing catcher this year in kind of like the blink of an eye. Now, the Nationals, they were on the brink of breaking it open, but Nestor, he struck out 3 in that inning to work out of the bases of the jam, and I rarely see Nestor that fired up, but he was jazzed. Speaking of jazz, we'll talk about him in a second. Nestor had 5 strikeouts over 6 1/3, and he just had 1 solo home run to Juan Yepes, who's been pretty good as a National. It's a 435-foot mammoth home run. He's got a 122 OPS plus in 43 games with Washington. Jazz, there he is. He got that run back. How many home runs is that? He's hitting 292 with 8 home runs in 18 games as a Yankee. Jacob Young, maybe the bat is finally coming around for him. He plays platinum defense. He's one of the fastest guys in baseball, one of the more efficient base stealers. He's batting .333 with the 915 OPS his last 15 games after hitting his 3rd home run of the season. Judge, there it is, his 1,000th career base hit. And check it out, Dylan Cruz is so good at defense that Judge couldn't even try for second base. So Judge had 300-plus home runs and a 50-plus wins above replacement before 1,000 hits. That's insane. The Yankees have won 2 games in a row. I won't lie to you guys. It is so weird seeing Busch Stadium basically empty. Like, this is empty for St. Louis fan standards. Like, years ago, you could just pencil them in for a full year of sellouts, but those fans are smart. They're sick of the front office trying to put Band-Aids over a serious issue, and mainly the pitching staff, in my opinion. Now, Manny, he's cool with that. He barreled up a 420-foot bomb, his 21st of the season, and then the rookie sensation, Jackson Merrill, he wants to win the Rookie of the Year. He doubles their score on a 2-run single, and both Manny and Jackson came away with 3 RBI days. Manny, he lined with past the diving Arenado, and Merrill, he poked in another. So that's 7 earned runs off the St. Louis starter, Kyle Gibson, who now has a 4.5 ERA. Burleson, I'll tip my cap to him, a big 3-hit, 2 RBI night, but the Padres, they win, so they're 75-58. The Cardinals are back under 500. They're 65-66, and they're basically bottom 20 in both ERA and team OPS. Yeah, not a great season despite some hot streaks throughout the season. We have another MLB debut, Ty Madden, and whoa, Torkelson just screwed him over big time. Spencer, he took his eye off the ball momentarily. He probably wanted to try and turn 2, but he whiffed it, so that means Vaughn gets a sac fly. There was some more interesting defense from the Tigers as Matt Vierling, he just airmailed that thing. Vaughn, another RBI. That was the first earned run of the day, by the way. So Ty, he actually battled to go 5 innings, just 1 earned run in his debut, and then his team came back to make sure that he did not get the L. By the way, the White Sox starter, Davis Martin, he's been really good. Only 1 run. He has a 2.9 ERA on the season. Parker Meadows smoked a long solo home run, and he flipped that bat instantly. He swings just like his brother. And by the way, I hope that Austin Meadows is doing well out there wherever he is. So rookie Parker. So rookie Parker Meadows ties it, and after rookie Colt Keith moved Matt Vierling to third base, rookie Jace Young stole the lead, and then Torkelson, he brought home both of those rookies. And by the way, this was on his 25th birthday. He had 3 base hits in this game. The third one was a 3-run home run. He's batting .333 with 6 extra base hits since returning from that demotion. Benny Biceps had a home run, but the Tigers, they get back to 500 after Holton got the save. So the Tigers are now 13-7 their last 20, and Javier Baez, I just want to mention, he's now done for the year. He needs season-ending hip surgery. One of the worst contracts of all time. Last but not least, before we show off the cool web gems, Ryan Feltner and Edward Cabrera, they each did not allow a single run to score, but then they both gave up 2 runs in the 5th inning. Jesus Sanchez, he played at both Fortes and rookie Connor Norby. By the way, Norby has a .370 on base percentage so far. The Rockies, they used an error from Vidal Brujan to get Sam Hilliard to third base, and he scored on a Shunk ground out. I don't even know Shunk's first name. I keep forgetting. Oh, it is Aaron Shunk. There we go. Jake Cave, he made sure that Ryan McMahon was going to have his big moment. So Jakey tied it in the 5th inning, and McMahon, he sealed the W. McMahon has 17 home runs and 18 defensive run saves. He is simply a lock for 50+ extra base hits in your platinum defense every single year. Now, this was kind of a cool moment. So Griffin Conine, who is the son of Mr. Marlin, his actual nickname, Jeff Conine, his dad was 3rd in Rookie of the Year back in 1993, a back-to-back All-Star in 94-95. Unfortunately, Griffin could not check his swing. He's down. And then Tyler Kinley, he got a 7th save of the year despite having a 5.8 ERA. The Rockies pitching staff and their ERAs are always so funny to me. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me some big old fat favors. Leave a like, subscribe, send to a friend if you think that they would enjoy staying up to date with the game of baseball, and enjoy the web gems.
Because it's a little lower. Oh, Mac do it. Yeah.
Right back up the middle. Hamilton dives for it. Tries to get it out.
Shot toward the gap. Racing into Abreu. Sliding.
Oh, a diving catch by.
In the air. That is well struck. Left center field. Happ is back, and he makes the...
Swinging a ball popped up. Shallow left center field. Coming in Carlson with DeLuca, who dives in.